Okay, so this is an experiment where you're testing under controlled conditions whether what people talk about as telepathy, a sharing of information between two minds that are separated, is that possible? So you assign somebody the role of a sender and somebody else is the receiver of information. You isolate the receiver. You put them in a condition called a Ganzfeld, which is a German word meaning whole field. It's a form of sensory stimulation, but low-level sensory stimulation without patterns. So you would wear headphones playing white noise, has no pattern. You'd put half a ping pong ball over each eye and keep your eyes open and shine a red light in your face. And so everywhere you look, you just see low-level red light. So that has no pattern. And you sit in a comfy chair. In some cases, you might wear gloves, so you can't feel anything. And when you're sitting still after a few minutes in that condition, you begin to go into a hypnagogic state because you're awake, your eyes are open, you can't hear anything, can't see anything, and it encourages the brain and mind to become super sensitive to thoughts that are going through the head. So it's a little bit like making the mind-wandering problem of meditation much, much worse, because now you really, really want to find something interesting to pay attention to. So while a person goes into this Ganzfeld state, they're going to stay there for about 20 minutes. The sender, who's at a distance, is given a randomly selected picture or watches a randomly selected video clip from a pool of possible targets. So a typical target pool would be 4 possible targets, say pictures, and then there'd be many pools of 4 possible targets that have been created beforehand. So you make a random selection among the target pools and then a random selection of the target within a pool. You give that image to the sender and you ask them to mentally send the information in that picture to the distant person. So within a given pool, the pictures are as different from each other as you can possibly get. So you're not always trying to send a picture of a beach or a picture of something that is going to be seen in the other pictures. And the name of the game is clear to both people, but of course they have no idea beforehand what picture is going to be sent. So after 20 minutes or so of the sender sending the information, the person in the Ganzfeld condition is taken out of that. They sometimes will listen to a playback of anything that they had been encouraged to speak aloud, any impression, to remind them what their experience was like when they're in the Ganzfeld state. Because it's hard to remember when you're in that kind of dreamy state what you're experiencing. So people are asked to speak aloud, so they'll have something to remember. Then they're shown 4 possible pictures. One was the one the sender was sending, and the 3 decoys, the 3 other pictures from the pool. So by chance, if telepathy were not real, they would choose the correct target 1 in 4 times, a 25% hit rate. And what we find over some 4,000 sessions like this, about a 32% hit rate. And this has been repeated in lots of different labs around the world. It's been criticized by many skeptics who have pointed out possible loopholes in the design, and the loopholes have been closed. And even skeptics who explicitly said in their publications that they didn't believe in ESP, they get also about 32%. So when you add up the statistics on getting a 32% hit rate when you'd only expect 25% by chance, it's over 1 billion to 1.